Yeah. Pero Doc, okay, so upon them coming to your clinic, okay, so identified nyo na ito Alzheimer's.
Oh, yes, of course. Siyempre, we have to document. No? We
Okay.
have to find out. There are many tests to determine that. May tayong simple test to find out whether the patient is a candidate of having Alzheimer's. And if you suspect so, the next step would be is to, of course, image the brain para makita mo kung talagang merong sign suggestive.
Anong mga test to, Doc? Para to
yung-
confirm that it is really Alzheimer's.
Okay. Now, in terms of psychologic test, yung ibang simple na mini-mental state exam, MoCA, Montreal Cognitive Assessment, makikita ko mababa ang score nila, no? Compared to the average. Sa imaging, no, syempre MRI, para makita natin kung nanliliit na talaga yung brain niya.
Brain atrophy ba
Brain
yan?
atrophy. Those are the things that will help confirm clinically kung may Alzheimer's. Kasi ang kagandahan, quote-unquote, in a way with Alzheimer's, you don't need to biopsy para makita yung ano. Clinically, malaki ang correlation. Pag nakita mo ang pasyente, most likely may Alzheimer's siya sa presentation niya. And before I forget, also try to always see what are the risk factors in that patient. So, make sure your blood pressure, yung diabetes niya well-controlled, ang isang mimicker, yung thyroid, yung mga hypothyroid,
Yeah.
no? Tapos yung mga vitamin B assays nila. Those are the things that are very important. And of course, for those alcoholics, kung talagang grabe sila uminom and everything, because it's a neurotoxin.
I see. And Doc, I mean, dito sa Alzheimer's, why is early diagnosis very important? I mean, sa lahat naman ng sakit, but here, in this case, why? Why
Okay,
is it so?
now, to answer that, I have to say something that is somehow ng loob, is the fact that Alzheimer's cannot be cured, no? But what we can do is help control its retardation, yung pagbagal pa, no? Ibig sabihin kung halimbawa ito, against a graph, yung slope mo ganyan, ganito lang siya. So, ang Alzheimer's, pwedeng makontrol kahit papaano, no? So, yung sinabi ko sa yung mga stimulatory exercises, planning of the patient, careful engagement with the patient, and let him engage with the surroundings. Those are things that may help. And makikita mo, marami yung pasyente na kahit papano, kumpara doon sa mga wala tayong nagawa or ginawa late na, makikita mo they are still manageable and somehow, kahit papano, fruitful pa rin yung kanilang pagpamumuhay kahit papano.
I see. Pero meron bang mga medications just to slow down the progression?
Yes, definitely.
Of Alzheimer's? What are these, Doc?
In the market, sa atin, ang meron dito yung tinatawag natin anticholinesterase products, no, nakakatulong. By the way, hindi ko nabanggit, sa Alzheimer's, nawawala yung tinatawag nating acetylcholine. Isang sangkap ng ating brain na utak na tumutulong sa ibang cognitive functions na nabanggit ko, pag-iisip, pagsasalita, pag-compute, no, pag-unawa, and all of these things. Nawawala, bumababa ito. So that's why these medicines will help somehow preserve acetylcholine. And the other one is yung memantine, which is also available in our market. Now, ngayon, maraming dumarating na tinatawag na monoclonal antibodies, which is not yet available here, no? Sa states available, and they plan to bring it here. Ang problema lang is, of course, it costs an arm and a leg and another of your arm. Siyempre, bilang doktor ng pasyente, iisipin mo, am I really helping the family? Am I really helping the patient? Kahit papano, natututo mo, maaaring ang mag-iba yung takbo ng sakit ng pasyente, pero yung pamilya nagkakautang-utang na dahil dito. Okay? So sa akin mahalaga pa rin yung talagang yung if ever you do the planning of management, andiyan dapat yung relatives and of course the caregiver, no?
So basically, Doc, kita ko tong sa Alzheimer's, hindi lang yung kondisyon ng pasyente ang dalahin natin dito eh. Ito yung sitwasyon ng buong pamilya. parang ang hirap, parang lahat apektado talaga, di ba? I mean, gano'n naman sa ibang sakit, pero dito kasi, apart from yung financial burden, basically yung iniintindi ng bawat pamilya, yung magulang, yung kung sino man ang may Alzheimer's. Hindi.
Alam mo, talagang ang isang problema pa dyan, halimbawa, may magulang ka, tapos patay na yung asawa, tapos 2 o 3 lang kayong anak, tapos sino mag-aalaga, and and you have families on your own. Kasi dapat talagang may kasama yung pasyenteng ano. Yan ang isang advice ko. I know it's hard, but you really have to invest on someone. Dito lahat sa Pilipinas, madali lang siguro kahit papaano may far relative kang na maaaring mag-alaga.
Pero ang hirap yun, siguro 1 week, a few days, pero yung parang for long.
Ayan ang problema. Yan tinatawag natin, sometimes we'll have caregiver burden. No? That's why you really need to talk over to the family very well what may lie in the future, no?
So, dapat anticipated
mo talaga ang pwedeng mangyari. Kasi sa simula, parang hindi masyadong apektado, pero later on, pag may behavioral problems na, pag merong yung activities of daily living, wala. Hindi pwede talagang may isang maghihirap.
Saka, Dok, nakarinig ka ba rin ng mga stories na yung ibang mga Alzheimer's patient, nawawala sila. Minsan lalabas ng gate, sasakay ng jeep. Tapos nawawala ng ilang linggo.
Nangyari na sa akin yan. Hindi lang
Hindi naman kayo nawala, Dok?
Hindi ako ang nawala. Tumulong akong makita yung pasyente sa tulong ng ibang mga kaibigan ko sa media. No? So, yes, of course. Kasi part of our thinking is orientation. Orientation to time, place, and person. So, minsan, hindi na nila alam kung saan sila. No? Everything, sasakay lang na sasakay na without everything. And, of course, that happens. And that's part of the responsibility of the family to make sure about the safety hazards that an Alzheimer patient may undergo. Meaning, syempre, minsan, hindi na maganda yung paglakad niya, lahat na may railings, tapos kung pwede man, sa gabi, talagang kandaduhin nyo yung talagang main gate nyo. Kasi may tendency lumabas, no? Tapos hindi nyo na saan pumunta.
Dok, yung mga parang gasol nila, yung mga paglulutuan.
Ayan, that is something I'm really scared, no? In some of my patients, those who love cooking, no? I tell them, ma'am, alam mo, isang maaring mangyari yan, makalimutan niya yung pagluluto niya. Hindi lang yan, yung mga niluluto niya, hindi na tama, hindi na wasto, no? So, even gusto nila, well, the most is guide them, someone be at the side when they do it, but as much as possible, don't.
Yeah, and so basically, Doc, ito yung mga tips nyo para sa mga pamilya na nag-aalaga, para dun sa mga kaanak nilang may Alzheimer's. Okay. And, pero Doc, ano kaya yung kasi siguro baka kaya na, di ba sabi natin, talagang given na to, may mga non-modifiable risk factor para talagang bound magkaroon ng Alzheimer's to. Pero, ano yung mga habits, okay, that we can share to our viewers para maintain yung healthy brain, no, as we age?
In a way, I mentioned all of them already. Okay, number 1 is, of course, lifestyle. No smoking, no drinking, good eating habits, and then, of course, regular exercise, good sleep, amount of sleep, more hobbies, more engagement with people, no? And then, of course, stimulate yourself with the games, no? Kung halimbawa, hindi naman kailangan ganun ka-complex, kahit sungka. So, it helps stimulate ang daming ginaganang parte ng ating utak. So, those are the things that are very important. And of course, let them also engage into, I always say, listening to music, no?
Music is therapeutic.
Therapeutic. And maybe challenge them, no? Alam nyo, maganda, I always ask my patients, no, as relatives, no, yung simple 3-picture test. Kuha ka ng 3 pictures in the past, no, hindi magkadikit-dikit. Pakita mo, Nay, Tay, saan ito? Ganyan. Sino mga kasama nyo rito? Tas, kailan kaya ito kinuha? No?
Paano pag ang sagot? Walay ko.
Hindi, kayo yung guide them also.
Para i-guide mo siya para hanggang itry niya i-record.
Tapos, the thing is, ang importante rin, why were you there? were you celebrating anything, no? Para maalala niya. Kasi remember, things that enliven our pleasure helps us remember more.
Pero sanang papakita natin picture yung mga good memories.
Oh, siyempre. Huwag
Baka
naman
mama yung parang nalungkot
namatay si
siya
ano,
na.
namatay si ano,
Oo, lalo na siya.
Tapos, the other thing that is always very important is how did you feel when you were there at that time? Kasi,
So, dapat careful tayo sa mga papaalala natin.
Oo, yun.
Yung mga utang, dapat mapapaalala, wag na.
Ay, yung iba magagaling pa rin. Iba pa sinasabi. But basically, those things will be forgotten also. Eh, no?
Swerte ng mga inutangan.
Kaya nga yung short-term
swerte
memory,
ng malas.
even long-term memory, apektado rin.
Opo, ayan. Okay. Doc, ito, yung mga medical conditions that you mentioned a while ago, okay, yung mga blood pressure, diabetes, or yung mga heart disease po, yan, paano ba yung nakaka-affect sa brain health?
Definitely. Just to make it simple, no, all of this may affect the blood vessels and certain parts of our body that can somehow impair yung magandang daloy ng dugo sa ating utak, no? So remember, our brain subsists mainly on two things, oxygen and substrate. If you deprive this, what happens? That the brain suffers, no? It may lead to neuronal death and everything. That's why hypertension, disease, kidney disease, heart disease, dyslipidemia, which is quite common nowadays.
Napaka-common yan, yung mga matataas yung cholesterol, di ba?
Yan yung mga
Yan.
mahalaga nating makontrol, no? And syempre, as I
Maraming
mentioned,
tinamaan dito.
mahirap man makontrol talagang yung vices natin. Lalo na kung, kasi minsan, they will start magpipiloso po sabi niya, ang lolo ko, sigarilyo na sigarilyo hanggang 80, wala namang nangyari. Well, at that time, life was maybe that simple. But right now, ang daming interplay of these things that can lead to early deterioration and perhaps onset of Alzheimer's.
Okay. And ako, thank you very much.